Good morning. Happy Mail Monday. Got a couple of happy mails that came in the mail yesterday, which was Wednesday. And this one's from Elle Gibson. She's from Ingulph, Ontario. And we've had trouble getting our packages to each other. I'm not sure what happened, but mine that I sent her got returned to me and I had to resend it. And then she sent me back something and it got returned to her and she had to resend it. So this has been going on for a while, but good things take time, right? So this is what I got from her yesterday. And I don't remember if it was a wishes swap. I'm not sure. Anyway, we got some lace. A couple of bits of lace. This one looks like she's taken some dye or inks to it because it seems to be the same lace. Pretty, very pretty. And then some yarn and another little bit of gathered lace. So I will put those into my stash, use them up. Archie comic book page. I used to love comic books when I was preteen, I guess. And then a bees and bear napkin. Very cute. And then a piece out of a ledger binder. I do kind of have a bit of a collection of ledgers. So I will put that with my collection. Oh, and there was this dragonfly. He has a hole in this wing, so he must have been a dangle of something. Not terribly heavy, but it looks like it's pewter. Very cute. And I love dragonflies. And then a couple of postcards. We've got a South Dakota, not used. And this one appeals to me a lot. I love old houses and architecture and especially fancy woodwork like this. And it's from the 1890 house, Cortland, New York, Tompkins Street. The main hall entry. Right up my alley. Little ingle nook, little entranceway. Gorgeous staircase with like a Juliet balcony sort of thing on the landing. Pretty cool. So I love those. And then out of a triplicate out of a receipt book. That's my next thing to find a home for, is things like this. They're not really vintage, they're newer, but I just don't have a place where I store them yet. So I got to work on that. Probably near my ledgers would make sense. And then book page, Girl Guide badges. Book page. So that'll go right in my book page drawer. And this sheet of stickers is interesting. It's all numbers, blue numbers. So those will be great to just add into clusters and stuff. I love blue, especially that turquoisey blue. And then this one, I don't know what this is out of. Skill Drive. So they're testing you for speed for something. And it looks like it's from the workplace. Interesting. We can use all sorts of things like that in our journals. And then this looks like it's just out of a day timer or something. It's time, text, priority management system. And it's actually dated 1984, so it's a bit old. It's vintage. It's 1984 vintage. And then 3 pages out of children's books. We've got one with some fairies. So Thumbelina, it looks like. And then some more with mermaids. Lots of different Little Mermaid pictures. And the text with the large font is neat to use as well. So that's great. I have a box in my craft room for mermaid stuff. So I'm kind of saving it up until I have a bunch. And then I'll maybe do a mermaid journal. That's my plan. So that was a fun little bit of stuff, and well worth the wait. I think it's Lori. I'm not sure. Lori Gibson. And then this one comes from Lori Pinky Brown. Happy Mail Canada, and this is a more recent one where I had asked for anything teal or purple, I think, and she chose to focus on the teal, which is great. It's my favorite. I went through my paper stash and found a few things that I thought might suit your wish for teal things. I hope that they are useful. Nice little card, says Happy Mail Canada, which is a very important thing if you want. And the group, the Facebook group admins, they do want you to put a public thank you in the group. Not as proof that it got sent and received, but more, I mean, there is that. But there's also just the idea of it encourages more people to swap because they see that it's real. They see what you got. They're not afraid then to put together a package that's similar to what you've posted on Facebook. Before they see that, they don't know what they're supposed to send. So it really does help people a lot to have those thank yous on there. So this envelope, actually, I'll show you the other envelope. It wasn't decorated much, but there was a few stickers, quite a few stickers that I can cut out and use. This envelope did get a little mangled when I opened it because she taped it, which she's supposed to do. So if I reuse it, it'll just be a shorter envelope. I will fold it down further and reuse it that way. And then this one, again, not decorated very much, just a postage stamp to salvage, but the envelope itself is the type that has the printed interior, so I'll use that. Instead of trying to reuse the outside of the envelope, I will use the inside. And I was quite thrilled with this one as well. It's more, it's the way I would like to do my Happy Mail, but I don't always think to include things that I've made. I always think of sending supplies, but this is just a beautiful little folio with the blue jay on the front and the teals. And it looks, I don't know if this was printed paper or if she did this with inks, but it's just beautiful. Looks like coffee dyed paper is the base of the project. It looks, and then this is a piece that's attached to it. You got a pocket on the inside with a tag. And again, it's hard to tell whether this was pre-printed paper or whether she made this tag from scratch, like did the design and the stamping and stuff. So if you're watching Lori Pinky Brown, let me know. I like the way you did the backing on it with the graph paper, and it's kind of jagged along the bottom edge. Really cool. Nice, thin, lightweight tag. Great for including in Happy Mail. And then this bookmark is absolutely beautiful. I'm going to use this bookmark myself. I'm going to use this as inspiration to start reading at night instead of scrolling through my iPad. Whatever it takes, I treasure this. This is gorgeous. And then we've got another little index card decorated on the back and a little place to write on, well, this might be the back. Coffee dyed stained details. Again, I'm curious whether you did these or whether it's printed paper. This kind of looks like it might be printed paper. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And a nice little triangle pocket on this side. And then these two butterflies appear to be 2-layer die cuts. Really pretty. Inspires me to do something like that. I got to get my die cut machine out. And then there was this other pocket with the fancy top, which I do like this shape. I've got the punch to do these on narrower tags. And again, the peacock paper. That's just beautiful. I'd love to know what kit that's from. And then this paper all might be out of the same kit. It's hard to tell. And this is just a little fold open note. That just fits in there nicely. And then this third little pocket. I've seen this type of pocket before where it's got this sort of a ladder effect. And I think you do it with a die cut machine. So again, the 2 layers of paper cardstock. And then she's got a little date thing here, and there's a shaped tag. Looks like it was done with a die cut because it's got those impressions around the edge. Looks like stitching. So that can go in. And then there's a little envelope. I love little envelopes. This one's made out of cardstock, so it's nice and sturdy. And it's got some butterflies inside. Oh, and some die-cut feathers in teal. Beautiful. And then these die-cut feathers I love. These will probably make their way onto a series of ATCs. I love doing something like this up against an interesting background. And then a little postcard tag. And this one's cute with the shapely top. It looks like she fussy cut it herself. So very fun, very, very fun. It makes me very happy. So thank you very much, Lori Pinky Brown. And I will get these used. And if you're in any of the ATC groups, they'll be up for trade as soon as I get them done. What I'll probably try to do is keep one for myself. I always try to keep one of any series that I do for myself, and I put it in my ATC binder, a collection binder, and then put the other up for trade. So for the peacock feather ones, there'll have to be a series of 2 that I'll offer for trade. But yeah, just really thrilled to come home on a Wednesday and have Happy Mail waiting. And hubby had even gotten the mail for me, so it was sitting on the table when I came in, and it was taunting me all through dinner. So thanks very much to the 2 Loris. I think it's 2 Loris for my Happy Mail. And if you're new to Happy Mail, just read the instructions in whatever group you're in about the rules of Happy Mail. Might be slightly different in each group. Most groups want you to communicate directly with your partner. They want you to post proof of mailing and proof of receiving and a thank you. That's pretty common sense. I keep track of mine through Messenger. So as soon as I agree to a swap of any type or agree to send somebody their wishes, it's not really a swap. It's usually a one-way transaction. But as soon as I agree to do that in a Facebook group, I hop right onto Messenger and I messenger the person and say something like, "Hello, Lori from Happy Mail Canada. I can grant your wishes of teal items, and may I have your address?" I ask that even if the group has an address list, because I have had mail come back because the person had moved and hadn't told the group, because you don't think, that's not one of the addresses you think of changing when you move. So, and that way then, in my Messenger messages, I have that person's address. Easy to find, quick to find. And when, if it's a swap, when I get the stuff from that person, I've got them in my Messenger I reply to them first and say, "Thank you very much." And I send a picture of what they sent me, because I know myself, sometimes I forget what I've sent. And also, if I trade with that person again, I don't want to send them back something they sent me. So that's another reason that I put the picture of what they sent me in the Messenger messages to them. And then I also post it in the group that I mentioned at the beginning. So you often forget which group you were trading with or in. So that first post that I say, "Hello, Lori from Happy Mail Canada," tells me that that's the group I need to go and make my post in. So I hope that that helps some of you who haven't done it before or whatever, helps you keep track. And it should help you to make sure that, you know, if you haven't got one, at least then you've been talking with them on Messenger and you can reach out and say, "I haven't received your package. Did you forget to mail it?" Or, you know, one time someone messaged me because it had been a while and it was because the postage strike was on. So you never know. Someone could be sick in the hospital. Maybe you need to send them a pick-me-up, you know. So just communicate with each other. And that's what it's all about, is making friends and communicating and sharing stuff. So I hope that this video is helpful to you and gives you an idea of the type of things you can send. So it can be vintage and PC craft supplies, or it can be made items that fit a certain category that the person's asked for, combined with a few craft supplies that they can use. It's really up to you. Whatever's going to make that person happy, or whatever you've got to de-stash. Maybe you've got 100,000. I've got a big drawer full of postcards right now, so I'm going to start including postcards in my Happy Mail. It just depends what you have in abundance of and what the other person's looking for. So have fun with it, make friends, and thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Most of all, have a great day and happy crafting.